Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 and welcome again. You are welcome here. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of no time to be here. Nice to know that you are well, because I believe you are well. Thank you for coming on to listen to the topic we have for today, and that is about finance. And we have an expert with us. Today is about empowering your future. Proven strategies to build and safeguard your financial legacy for generations. So if you think there is someone who is meant to be here who is not here, this is the time to share the link with them, invite them in, and let them come and hear what we have for you today. Today, I've got a lovely lady who knows her onions, and she is ready to dish it out to us. But before we bring her in, I want you to share, like, comment, write questions, and let us know that you are actually listening. Let us know that it is beneficial to you, and you can share it with other people. So without further ado, we will call on a lady who is into finance. Today is her first year anniversary of starting a business. I will share that link before we call her in. I will share that link I'll share the video with you so you see what I'm talking about. And so this is okay. So that
if you want to make a full-time income from home.
No, not that. We don't need that one. Thank you very, very much for watching. So it's about the business called Emergency Financial Services. And we have the CEO here with us today. She's going to be talking about what makes her wake up early in the morning or sleep late at night to attend to people who actually need the information. So as I welcome on the screen, I want you to clap your hands or whatever it is you're doing, or just write a comment and say, "You are welcome, Dr. Shewoke."
It's a delight to be here, Dr. Abel.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you for finding time because I know you're a very busy lady. Till 1 a.m., you're still like attending to clients and booking things, appointments, and moving around London, the whole of UK. Well, thank you very much for finding time.
Oh my God. You know what? I love what I do and I love helping people. And if that takes me to the wee hours of the day, I do it because it's not just a business for me. It is
Mm.
transforming lives and make sure that I'm there for people when they actually do need it, you know.
Yes, yes. So, could you please now introduce yourself and congratulations on your 1 year
Hey, thank you
anniversary.
so much. Thank you. And that was brilliant. You sharing that. It's been a journey, honestly. And it's such a delight to also have met you and know you and been able to also have helped you and your family to put the right things in place. Just to talk about that legacy preparing that legacy and making sure that we transfer it intelligently and not
Mm.
having to have worked all our lives and then next thing the government comes again. And by the time you do all your calculations, like, was it all worth it with all the also? Right. So
Mm.
if people are not wise in the UK, you'll have been also. And the next generation also starts on
Mm.
sub-zero like we had to. So my name is Shewake. Obviously I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife to Mr. Stephen Okay. I know he's
Yes.
watching somewhere there. And actually, my story really started from having a personal pain myself. And that's one of the things that I also wrote in my book because I'm going to be talking about the book on insurance and why it's really important. Because coming into the industry as an insurance let me say insurance agent, financial advisor, whatever some of you have it in different names, is as a result of what I've seen in my own family. All right, so my dad of blessed memory, 17 years past now, I lost him to prostate cancer. And I was just in my 20s when he passed on. I young family, I just had my second baby, was about 6 months old, is 18 years old plus now. And when it was discovered to have prostate cancer, honestly, that was a critical illness that the family was not financially prepared for, right? Meaning suddenly it has to be taken out. It was one of the income that was coming into the family and is done. And mom too has to take time off as an entrepreneur to look after him. And suddenly two incomes almost like nil. And then everything fell to me, the young lady with a young family. She's tried, strapping, back in, corporate Nigeria there. And I was in finance as business development manager. Not a manager yet then. So I was relatively like still new in my career. And in fact, when we lost him to prostate cancer, we were not financially prepared.
Mm.
Not just to deal with the bills that came while we're treating him, but also to pick up the bill when it was gone, the funeral and everything. And to say that dad didn't have the information that I had now, and there was absolutely zero. So I had to just imagine if he knew what I knew now, and I didn't have to start on sub-zero
Mm.
to build again. And that's why I'm on a mission to educate our community that we can do it right, we can do it better. And mom, for some of you that are watching here, in our community, diabetes is very, very rife. At times, we think it's just something small. People lose their lives to diabetes. So watch your sugar, watch your health. Mom, I was just preparing her 60th for her 60th birthday. Mom was here for about 6 months and just, okay, you can't stay more than 6 months at a time, right?
Mhm.
So I said, Mom, go back home, come back. Within 3 weeks, my mom was supposed to come back on the fourth week. Third week, she was gone. She never
Mm.
came back. Diabetes shock. She went to coma, and that was it. Within 48 hours, between mom was ill, take her to the hospital, come back home, everything was all right. Take her back. She wasn't feeling too well. 1 p.m. on Saturday, mom was gone.
Mm.
As at that level, was I also still financially prepared? No, that's another tragedy that came. And I'm not saying that when COVID hit us, again, I saw the same trend in our Black community,
Mm.
right? People were critically ill, some months in the hospital, on respirators, and then suddenly there's no income coming in. I'm like, does it have to keep happening to us in the Black community, especially? I know we always have optimism bias because we are all Christian, we are Christians or we are Muslims or we are very, very religious. Oh no, nothing's gonna happen to me. But the question I'm asking you is, how are you safeguarding the next generation? How are you protecting the income that you're earning now? What can you do better while you're building? And if you are really building wealth, how can you preserve that and make sure that it goes on to the next generation? And these are strategies I discuss with all my clients, and we do put things in place using insurance as one of the instruments to be able to preserve. And I'll delve into that in a bit.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see people are actually here watching. If you're here watching, I want you to type in the comments and say thank you for that tip or hello or something. Just say something. Type in the chat, and it'll be nice to know that you're listening. And before we go on further, thank you for answering the question about what inspired you to focus on safeguarding financial legacies for the future. We know you've got a big portfolio, you've got a big profile. So some people will be like, is that a lady? Or is that not the lady? Oh, is it her? Is it not her? Please, could you introduce yourself before we go on further?
All right. So I'm Shinwa, okay? Yes, author. My first book was Supergirl to Superwoman, The Ultimate Guide to Female Leadership, and that I unpacked how we can use simple skills that we have as women to start mentoring our children, especially girls, for leadership roles from our family. And that is really, really key, right? Because if they don't teach leadership in schools, they don't teach financial literacy in schools, where are they going to learn it? We need to be educated as parents, and that's one of the things I did. I unpacked in my book, my first book. I'm the CEO of Emergence Financial Services, which I run with my husband. And yes, I've got several accolades, but the first thing about me is I care about people, and whatever I do, I go about making sure that I help people in whatever I do. So I educate. I'm also an educator. Like I said, I'm a mom of
As
three,
well.
and plus I preach the gospel. And funny enough, when we speak to ministers these days now, it's becoming a better conversation because, like I told you, as Christians, we do have that optimism bias that nothing bad is going to happen to us. However, I've seen in this journey ministers, pastors, their wives having breast cancer and dying of that, and suddenly financially the family's buried. So what I'm on a mission for now is unpacking what it is for all these things that we can put, financial protection that we can put in place so that you are educated, and because you're educated, you cannot make the right decision. And obviously we are all set up to be able to help you. Our company is directly authorized by the FCA, and that's another story entirely because I'm one of the very, very few black owned directly authorized companies in the UK. And that is also to be able to help and get into our community with the right messaging, because I believe that the messaging also is affected by the messenger. So when we speak to our own, because we know what we know we can help more of our people and more.
Yeah. True, true. Thank you very much. So you can hear she's got a very big profile. All you need to do is go get the book on insurance, and you get in fact, most of all of the questions and more of the questions we'll be asking her today. So I am conscious of time, and I know some people are like, oh, okay, thank you very much for dishing it out. We want to hear more. We want to hear more. So thank you. And my next question is, why do you believe it's important for individuals to start thinking about their financial legacy early?
Honestly, thinking early about it is important. Why is it important? Because in our community, we work very hard. And I see people having 1, 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And I'm saying there are things that we need to do that can help us to do better. It's not just work, 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 work. And hardly would you see a lot of people in the black community going on holidays because we are busy hustling, right? I don't understand because I've been there. Because we want to put food on the table for our children, we want to make sure. But okay, now, how do we think about that finance? Not just of now, but also something that can transcend into the next generation. And let me talk about this now. Almost everybody knows about life insurance, and but income protection, are people really aware? Now they say income is king, right? And our lifestyle is dependent on our income. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, somebody earns £50,000 per annum, and there's a level, there's where you can live because of your rent or your mortgage, right? There's sort of schools that your children can go to, right? There's sort of kind of like maybe vehicle you can ride and everything, and there's sort of amount that can remain after all of these things, and then you can use that to plan. Okay, now let's say, for example, that £50,000 that person's already getting into the 40% bracket of tax. I think about, yeah, right about that. Now, so before you see your money, right, 40% is gone, right? 60% you build your wealth on it. The question is, there is remaining 60% that's coming in. What could happen that could stop it from coming in? It could be illness, it could be death. When we talk about income protection is your own personal sick pay. That peradventure something happened to me, I'm not going. The plan A is, let's go to work. Do your work. At the end of the month, the ATM churns out cash because yes, you've put in the 30 days of work or 28 days of work. Yeah. But what if something happens and you can't put in that? Now, suddenly, let's say, for example, a married couple, suddenly your income, two incomes, now you've got to go on one because somebody's incapacitated for a period of time. How do you make up for that contribution of that person? That's where income protection comes in. Income protection insurance is one of the insurance that we have in the UK. In fact, it's number one claim that I'm really sure that most people don't know about this. And it gives you up to 60% of your annual gross monthly, meaning it's closer to your take home, which is tax free. That if anything were to happen, your income, say whether physical or mental stress or mental wellness, the insurance company can pay you for up to 2 years or even till retirement if that were to happen. And I'll give you a quick story about one of my clients. This just happened. So this client has is an entrepreneur, right? And that's why if you're watching this, you're a contractor, you're an entrepreneur, you need to listen and listen good. So I was going through it. So we had different insurances for him that recommended we need to protect not just you, also your business. And that's why a lot of our businesses will not translate to the next generation, because once the visionary dies, the finance dies. And there are different things that there's scheme and insurance that can inject cash and employ somebody to continue your legacy. So those are all the things that I discussed with clients. So this time we discussed about this. So we did his personal protection. We talked about the business protection. Then after recommendations, I said income protection. Why do I say always start with income protection? As a business owner, you are not entitled to statutory sick pay. Unfortunately, if you're not working, it means nothing is coming in except maybe you go sign on, like they say, which most entrepreneurs do not want to do. So I said to him, let's protect your income. I said, I've never been sick before. I don't fall sick. I said, okay, no problem. So we did a relevant life, we did some life insurance. It did not take on the income protection. All right. So normally I check up on my clients, maybe every 3 months, every 6 months. So it was on my schedule to check up on. I said, how you doing? What's up? Just catch up with all my clients. I do that. So if you're my client, obviously you always hear from me, from time to time. So I said to him, so I was supposed to reach out to him on Friday, but I couldn't get to that schedule because I had back-to-back meetings. So Saturday, I saw a message from him. I said, oh, doctor, we need to talk. I said, oh, okay. You know what? I was supposed to call you yesterday. He said to me, let's talk. So I called him. I said, do you know what? I was ill for about 3 weeks. And when I was off work, your voice kept ringing in my mind. He first asked me, Doctor, I think I have income protection. Check what I've got, because I've been out of, for about 4 weeks. Okay, no problem. So I went to check his file, and I saw that I did not take up the income protection because obviously I don't know everybody's policy offhand. I had to get. So I came back to him. I said, Sheon, he said to me, Sheon, your voice kept ringing in my mind that you told me. You know what? I'm back to work now. Can we please put this income protection in place? 4 weeks, no income came in because he was not there to motivate his team. He has a team of about 20 builders. He was out of the circulation. His bill is there due. However, there was no support. If he had listened to me at the beginning, I had his income protection for that 4 weeks, he will have been paid by the insurance company. And he will have taken time to get properly well without having to rush back to work because he can't afford not to work. One of the things I talk really about, I'm advocating for, is income protection. So if you're watching this, if you work in the NHS, you work for the public sector, you have a good sick pay package, especially if you spend 5 years and above with them, and which makes your income protection quite cheap, right? If not, aside from so watching this, let's discuss income protection. It's one of the things that helps you to protect your financial legacy, because income will always come while you are alive. But when you're, how else do we do that? I will also delve into trusts.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And we can see on the text scrolling across the screen, you can get the website, you can get the number for free consultation, and even the topic, the title of what we're talking about today is there. So thank you very much for throwing more light on why you believe individuals need to start thinking of financial legacy early. My next question is, what does financial legacy mean to you, and how does it differ from just accumulating wealth?
All right, fantastic. So accumulation is having your savings, your properties, your investments, all of that, in your portfolio. But remember that in the UK today, when anybody passes away, the HMRC will have all your details. And what they're going to do is add all your bills while you're alive, everything, the money in your account, your stocks and bonds, everything that you hold to your name, your properties, and they will weigh it. So everything's going to all come together. For some of you, do you know what's called the nil rate band? I know everybody has been hearing about inheritance tax these days. Inheritance tax is very, 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 very real. And so if you're in the UK today and you're building wealth, you're accumulating everything, you want to be thinking, this I'm going to use 60% of my net to build. How does it go to my family? How does it keep in the next generation? How do I do in such a way that my children or grandchildren do not have to start at sub-zero like most of us to do, right? And that is where we talk about trust. Now, what we do when it comes to inheritance tax planning, once you have had all your things, so you start building is good. You're watching this, it's good for you to have your property, it's good for you to have your savings. I'm saying that if you should pass away today, how does that go to your family? Because it's not automatic. Let me give you a typical example. Let's, for example, you're worth about 1 million when you pass on, and we will all pass on. I pray that we'll all see our into our 80s and 90s. But two dates are definite for everybody: the date of birth, the date of death. Now, if I ask for your date of birth, you know it. My birthday is upcoming, October 13. I know it. Date of death is definite. Do I know it? No. And that's why you have to do your financial planning. So when we talk about life insurance, we talk about financial legacy planning. It is not agents. It is just financial planning. All right. So let's talk about you're worth £1 million, right? The UK today says that we have a nil rate band. So if you're what after that 1 million, £325,000 is not taxed, right? So you remove that £325,000 from the 1 million, your family will be paying 40% of £675,000. Question is, how many families today have that 275,000 plus kept in cash anywhere? So you see lots of properties that are being with the HMRC that are not being claimed because nobody can pay the inheritance tax. So what do we do for our clients? We say, when we have a conversation, we look at your estate. Two ways to do it. Your life insurance will have calculated what you're going to need, or your family may need to claim what you've built, right? We'll hold it in life insurance for you. I will now put it in trust. Now, what does trust do? Trust makes sure that that money goes tax-free to your families outside your estate. I know it's a lot of jargons, and maybe going over some people's and that's why you need to book a free consultation so that we can go through what's applicable to you and how we can package what you're building so that it goes on to the next generation. So it's not just about accumulating wealth. You must think about it. How do I leave a legacy? How do I send it to my children? How do I leave it to my grandchildren? Right? Without it having to be a tax burden that they may not even be able to afford. And suddenly, I built everything all my life, and then it's over to the government. Why would you do that? Why would anyone do that? But that's what's happening in our community because you just don't know. That's why we're here to educate, right? So asking more about the trust, and that's one of the things I also covered in my book about how do you protect what you've built by setting up trust. You know, and for all our customers, if you're watching this and you already have your life insurance not in trust, speak to us. We're able to repackage it and have it in trust. It's a free service that I do for all my clients, especially when it comes to the life insurance. We set it up for you, tax no charges to it, but you know that that is there for your family when you pass away, no matter how long it is, and it's tax free to your family outside your estate.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, borders on the topic of end of life,
Hmm.
which is, is usually, oh, I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about it.
I
At
heard
some
about
point,
the news and estate planning. It is important.
it is
Honestly,
important.
if we don't think about it, and we still have that optimism bias, we all have it in one way or
Mm,
the other. You don't understand. However, the Bible says it that a righteous person leaves inheritance not just for his children but his grandchildren. How can you do it? In the
mm,
UK, if don't plan it properly, you'll have paid 40% while you're alive. You build your wealth 60% net, the government is going to come to ask for the 40% of the remaining 60%. Come on,
yeah.
do the maths. You need
So, are you gathering wealth for your children or gathering wealth for the government? I'm sure
you
that
choose.
the queen has it. Is the queen or king now has enough to go around? But if you're still gathering for them, good luck to you. But that is why we have the information and the awareness we're doing today to say you can, start thinking now. Now is the best time. What's that quote you always say? Now is the best time, but something yesterday. There's something one quote like that you say, and now is today is the
This is next best time for you to,
yeah,
you know.
something like
Yeah,
that. No,
it will
no.
have been the right time. Today is
Uh-huh.
the best time. So even if you've not done it, today is the time. So
Yes.
uh, text free consultation, and even if you have a life insurance, you have your income protection, you have all of this in place, it is important for you to review it. Okay,
Yes.
because our lifestyles are not static, so we are happy to give you a free review. We won't charge you. Speak to us by texting free consultation or free review to the number you're seeing there, 074 1185 7200. And honestly, the book on insurance is a jargon-free way for you to understand all of these things. So I've
Mm,
really unpacked it, removed the jargon so that you can understand it. And honestly, I love a community because when we get educated, we actually do take action. And so that's what I want to be able to do with you. So I've simplified what this is all about. Why do I need it? What do I need? How do I protect it? So it's not just about your personal legacy, also about your business legacy. So if you have a business, how can you package it in such a way that it does not die with you? Which in most black businesses do that, won't be able to do more. The UK is amazing to set up things, but you just have to set up things properly, and what you don't know can hurt you.
true. That's why we're creating this awareness for people to take hold of the information, and let's not be ignorant and keep repeating the mistakes of the past because it says that if you what's that word they always say that if you keep doing the
Doing the
same thing
same
and you
thing
expect a
and
different
expect a
result,
different result, that is recipe for
madness or something like that. Insanity. Okay, great. So we need to take a U-turn and do it right. Thank you very much for that, for answering that question about the legacy, financial legacy. I know we're short on time, but I'd like to also talk about the book. We can see the book on the screen. So
yeah.
you can get the book on, is it on
So
PayPal?
it's on pre-order now, 29.99. When it launches in November, it's going to be 39.99. So get the offer, and you may also be invited for the physical launch. It's going to be a big
Okay,
fun.
great, great, great. We're looking forward to that. So it's been simplified in an ABC kind of information for everyone to be able to digest it. So thank you very much for um, the book on insurance and what we need to know. Now we will go on to the next question. We have just two more questions. And for those watching, thank you very much for staying with us, for watching. And please write your comments, write your questions. You have an information here that you don't get to hear every time. You have to pay for it to get to hear that. I know people I've seen adverts, I've seen all sorts about. Just wanted to give you this information you're listening for free, and it's even in a book. So we have the opportunity to hear it now firsthand from a financial guru who knows our onions. So please go ahead, get the book, get more information. Consultation is free. Call her on that number scrolling on the screen. Two more questions. What are the foundational steps people can take today to begin building a financial legacy?
What we're talking of legacy, it doesn't stop with you. The first thing, I want you to start having good conversation with your children, right? That it's not just about going to be a 9 to 5. That different opportunities to be for entrepreneurship these days. Now I've seen, right, the tax efficiency of being an entrepreneur. You don't have to be full-time entrepreneur. You can be a part-time entrepreneur, and then you have all the tax leeways to be able to use the system positively for yourself. So I'll say, let's speak to our children and see how we can get them started out in entrepreneurship, thinking creation, right? Not just thinking consuming, because that's the one challenge that we have in our Black community. We are consuming, we buy. What can we create? What are so one of the other things, aside from educating outside, I say to you as parents, educate your children. Our conversation has to be different now. Yes, my first son is in the university studying mechanical engineering. He's also a part-time financial advisor, right? And that's, for him, is a positive, because I'm already building my legacy. Because this what I know is not going to die with me. It's going to pass on, because what I'm teaching him, what he knows right now, he's also teaching other people. Now he's blowing up on TikTok and everything, because he knows the language of the young people, and young people need to know this. Nobody's going to be talking about this to your kids. So you need to know what we know right now to be able to help for children. Start getting materials. The book on insurance is a fantastic material, honestly, because we also have a program that we designed, looking for partnership for, is Operation Academy Young. So we're going to schools. So we're saying, look, one partner with us, if you sponsor 100 books, we'll have your name on it. When we're going to the schools, because now we're starting education in colleges, in universities, and also in some of the secondary schools. We already have some of the providers that are ready to partner up with us on this, because financial education is not out there. And if you don't understand budgeting, you don't understand that when you get your money, you pay yourself first, all small things, then it's hard. An average person in the UK has less than £2,000 in savings. Now tell me, your bill is £3,000, and 1 month you can't work. Suddenly you panic. Suddenly you fall to friends and family. Suddenly you're texting around, because so what can you do, right? So educate your children. Please try part-time entrepreneurship. One of the other thing we're doing is training part-time financial advisors. We'll train you. We charge you nothing, absolutely free, because we need this information to get out. So you have people in your network who want to help you to reach them. Yes, reach out to us. You can consider a part-time career as a financial advisor. We will train you. We'll give you what it takes. The FCA has licensed us to be able to license other people. You've trusted us with this, and we want to train you properly so that you can go out in the community and do that. Financial legacy is not just about the money. It's also about the education, about knowing what to do at the right time, teaching it. Make sure that you have your savings. If you don't have your savings, okay, yeah, for my clients that have the right protections in place, they won't need to depend on their savings if life happens. There's always, and that's what insurance is. Insurance is your plan B. All right, that is to work. I do everything, the month I get my pay. What if it doesn't go exactly like that? And what could stop us? Be have it all set up is your investment of mind. So your life insurance, you don't have your income protection, you don't have your private medical insurance, you don't have a critical illness cover. All of this will be going well over your head. Have a conversation with us. We'll take you through, look at your situation and advise on what you should. What it will be a sin is for you to have this information and will not take action. So action is required. Let's take action. Our children,
Yeah.
our legs on this. It does.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think the internet is playing up. I'm sure people listening, sorry if the internet is playing up and
Shaky.
you can hear some words, but like I said, and like she said, you can see all of this in the book. It's there in the book. So get a copy and be an ambassador of our community, so that we can, let people know what's exactly they're missing if they don't take the right steps early. Finally, the last question is, how can someone access their current financial situation to create a roadmap for long-term wealth building? How can they access it? Oh, no, not access, but
It's
assess. In terms
assist.
of
Yeah,
assessment,
it's
yes, I
yes,
read that
yeah.
wrongly.
So
How
I'll
can
say,
someone
yeah,
access?
the first thing is, okay, all of us really need to have our income statement, right? Because okay, what is coming in, right? You need to have your budget, what's going out. Let me tell you the percentages of what should be, right? So if you are not yet married or have children, right, you need to save at least 60% of what you are earning. So that means squeeze yourself, do whatever you need, remove that 60% first and leave on 40% because you want to accumulate some sort of cash that you can start looking into investment. Because okay, part of what I covered in the book is how to segment your life. Like um I I looked at the concept of 28,000. So if I say 28,000 to you, Dr. Abel, what does it bring up? 28,000.
If you have to do what? Do the math, like 60%
Yeah, I
or
said okay. So I said this the most important number that we may need to know is 28,000. How would you interpret 28,000?
bills. So 60% bills, it goes for bills.
Just like a lot of people will say, okay, you know what? One part of what I've written in my book, 20,000 days is the average number of days that people live on Earth. If you check statistics in the UK, it says an average people that live long live up to like age 80 on the average. If you anybody lives up to age 80, they've lived a good life, right?
Mm.
So let's say average of age 80. And now, so in the book, I've segmented it into four. 0 to 20. Obviously, my first son is going to be 21, right? 0 to 20, they're still in school, getting, get everything. You are supporting them, no income is coming in, right? So that's the quadrant. The second quadrant will be 20 to 40. Yeah, from 22, 23, life is happening, income is coming in, right? By the time you get into your 40s, obviously you are going higher because more experience, you have more responsibility and everything. Between 40 to 60, obviously you have to make sure that you start planning that your children are getting to the first quadrant and you may need to be supporting them.
Mm.
And then between the last segment, the last quarter will now be between 60 to 80. Where you should not be expecting passive income because you are going to be retiring, right?
Mm.
So the question is, how do you plan all of this so that you don't fall into panic in any of the quadrants? And so some of those things already in the book, I've already segmented. This is what you should do at this period. This is what you should do at this period. So that you're like, so if you are married now, you should be saving up to 60% of what you are earning and living on 40. All right.
Mm.
If you already have a family, we already know that all the bills, everything is coming at you. You are still supposed to be saving minimum 20%. Yes, you may be saying all of that thing. And out of those 20%, at least 5% of it is your insurance. All right, because that's your plan B. You're supposed to have like 5% of it for education trust fund for your children because they will go to school, right? They don't necessarily have to depend on loans. And all of these things, like I said, are things that I've already explored or packed in this guy. We don't really have enough time to be able to delve into them. But it is important for us to plan. And that's what I've really done in the book of insurance, how to protect yourself, your family, and your business against financial misfortune. And I think it's a must read for everybody because it is simple. It has some stories, clients that have had it, clients that didn't have it, and the things that happened, and just how to map out this is what you should do at this point in time, and this is how you can increase your savings, how you can increase your investment. And remember, even when your investment have capital gains, they see capital gains tax.
Wow. Thank you very much. So we see it, yeah, that the quote I was trying to say is the best time to have done something is yesterday. The
Yesterday,
second best
this
time
time
is
is
today.
today. I got it.
Yes. So just take this information and do whatever if you know someone you need to share with, please go ahead, share this information and let us all get educated. There's so much to say within 24 hours.
Telling
But
you.
we only have like 30 to 40 minutes to do that. And we've come to the end of the show. But hey, you still have more opportunity to learn more from the free consultation, from the book online, from the website. The website is emergencefs.co.uk. You can see scrolling down the screen. So please go ahead and feed yourself with this valuable information.
I'm
Thank
looking
you very
forward to
much.
speaking with you and helping you. Don't worry. We're always very friendly. You always have someone that will reach out to you. We are here to help. So please reach out. You already have something. Don't worry. We'll give you a free review. If it's okay for you, we'll pass it. If you can make it better, which 99% of the time we're able to make it better, we will make it better for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Dr. Shewonke. Thank you very much for
It's
your
been a
time. Really
pleasure.
appreciate you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me. It's been a
Thank
delight.
Thank you. And your backbone is here, giving a round of applause.
Hey, Mr. Stephen, okay. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you very much.
You've been having
Thank
me for
you.
the past 26 years. Thank you for
Oh, bless
having
you.
all my idiosyncrasies.
Thank you. So yes, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in the future because I know you're going places, taking more grounds. Thank
Yeah,
you.
looking forward to seeing you at the book launch. Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
yes,
send all the
yes.
details. Yeah.
We shall be there. We shall be there. Thank you very much, and I say bye, and we'll speak to you later. Thank you, thank you. So you've heard it all, everyone. You've heard it all from the guru herself. What are you going to do with this information? Share, like, comment, and do whatever it is you think you need to do with it. But like we said, the best time to have done something is yesterday. The second best time is today. Make sure, yeah. And thank you very much, Pastor Abel, as well. He's a beneficiary of that information as well. So thank you, my husband too, for being there and helping out. And he says, thanks, Dr. Okay. I'm sure she'll get the message when she checks it. So if you've got any information, any question, write it in the comments and she'll pick it up from there. You have the number scrolling. Thank you very much for always coming in to join us to listen. Thank you for always returning. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for every minute of your time here. You are